Ignore this warning for just 5 minutes and your next step might be your last without searing pain or a paralyzing wave of fear. Picture yourself rising slowly from your favorite chair, but instead of comfort, you're hit with an electrifying jolt of agony shooting through your knees, an unsettling crack echoing from your ankles, or an uncontrollable trembling gripping your calves. These aren't minor annoyances. They're urgent cries from your body, desperate alarms signaling deeper dangers hidden beneath the surface. Leg weakness in older adults isn't just about discomfort. It's an ominous red flag, a chilling warning of hidden vascular threats that could quietly escalate into terrifying circulatory crises. Ignore it, and you're not merely gambling with your mobility. You're inviting catastrophic events like sudden cardiac emergencies or debilitating strokes into your life. Now imagine the horror of struggling simply to cross your living room. Your thighs quake violently with every step. Your balance teeters on the brink, dependent entirely on the railings you've never needed before. That single second of hesitation as you descend the stairs could easily trigger a devastating fall, leaving you hospitalized or forced into long-term care. Medical research reveals a grim truth. Older adults experiencing even mild leg instability face a frighteningly higher risk of permanent disability and loss of independence. But the nightmare doesn't end there. When your lower body strength erodes, your circulation deteriorates, quietly paving the road to lethal vascular catastrophes. If you've ever frozen in place from an unexplained sharp twinge, or if short walks leave your legs mysteriously exhausted, heed this urgent warning now, because tomorrow may already be too late. A brief clinical glimpse transition. I once spoke with a 72-year-old retiree, Marjorie, who hobbled into the clinic with a cane she had never used before. She had spent decades working as a seamstress, often standing or bending over cutting tables, but over the last year she found that her legs felt like jelly by mid-afternoon. Climbing the stairs in her home became an insurmountable chore, and eventually her knees locked in pain. When she finally sought medical attention, the scans showed her cartilage had worn thin, and her muscle mass had plummeted. Yet her biggest surprise wasn't the condition of her knees. It was the state of her arteries. Her doctor cautioned that her diminished circulation might not only feed into her leg weakness, but could also tie into an increased risk for severe cardiovascular events. Fear ignited in her. That day she resolved to do everything she could to rebuild her leg strength and, more importantly, safeguard her heart and blood vessels. Marjorie's story isn't unique. Across the board, older adults often prioritize heart, brain, and bone health, while neglecting the sturdy pillars our legs that literally carry us through life. We don't think about them until climbing a step or pivoting to reach for something on a shelf triggers sudden pain. That oversight can cost us dearly. You're about to learn why robust legs are essential, not just for mobility, but for overall health, including warding off further serious conditions. Let's break down the crucial nutrients that can rescue your legs from chronic pain and weakness, starting with the muscle-building building block. Most of us fail to get in the right amounts. On one, protein, the foundation for strength. Science protein is the master architect when it comes to constructing and repairing tissues, especially muscles. Many older adults assume muscle decline is natural and irreversible, but science paints a more hopeful picture. According to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, Smith et al., 2019, Journal of Nutrition and Aging, maintaining or even increasing muscle mass is achievable if you feed your body sufficient high-quality protein. As you age, however, your muscles become less responsive to smaller protein. Doses, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. This means you need more of this macronutrient compared to when you were younger. Spread it throughout your day. That's the key. Instead of a massive chunk of protein at dinner alone, include moderate amounts at breakfast and lunch so your legs consistently receive the amino acids needed to stay strong. A vital part of this process is leucine, an amino acid abundant in foods like lean meats, dairy, and eggs. It acts like a switch flipping on the muscle-building machinery in your body. Without enough leucine, you can stuff yourself with protein, but still struggle to maintain muscle in the thighs and calves. And if your thighs give out when you stand or your calves cramp after short strolls, consider whether your daily protein intake is adequate. Are you getting that switch-flipping leucine? Or is your body operating on half-battery action? Step Protein 1, eat high leucine foods. Lean meats, Greek yogurt, and eggs are superstars. If you're vegetarian, try tofu or tempeh. 2, aim for 2 to 1 kg body weight. So if you weigh 70 kg or about 154 lbs, that means around 84 to 105 grams of protein per day. 3, distribute protein. Strive for balanced portions at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A typical day could include eggs in the morning, a lentil salad for lunch, and grilled fish for dinner. By ensuring consistent protein intake, you can reverse slow, or at the very least stabilize age-related muscle loss. Strengthening your lower body also has a ripple effect on circulation, which can be crucial in preventing potential vascular issues, some of which may tie into that dreaded UROC cardiovascular threat no one wants to face, cholesterol. 2, omega-3 fatty acids, your ally against inflammation. Science. When people think of healthy fats, they might conjure images of fish oil capsules or salmon fillets. But the real story of omega-3 fatty acids is that they can safeguard your legs from the inside out by taming the hidden fires of chronic inflammation. If you suffer from knee-swelling tender ankles or simply an unrelenting ache in your calves, these signs might indicate inflammation. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning furnace that quietly damages tissues and over time can exacerbate arthritis or even hamper circulation. According to a review by the World Health Organization, WHO 2020, dietary fatty acids in healthy adults who regularly consume EPA and DHA, 2 potent forms of omega-3, show reduced markers of inflammation and improved vascular function. Picture your blood vessels relaxing and widening to allow for better blood flow, a direct benefit of these fats. Improved circulation means your leg muscles, nerves, and skin receive more oxygen and nutrients. For diabetics or those at risk of vascular complications, this can lower the chance of chronic wounds and neuropathy that take ages to heal. Importantly, omega-3s aid in nerve protection, potentially buffering against numbness or burning sensations in the legs. Where do you get them? Cold water fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, mackerel, or even algae-based supplements for those who prefer a plant-derived source. Aim for 1,000 to 2,000 calories of combined EPA and DHA daily. Think of it not as a quick fix, but a steady, reliable shield that accumulates benefits over time. Action step omega-3, 1, add fatty fish twice a week. Salmon with a side of roasted vegetables, sardines on whole grain toast, or mackerel patties can form part of a weekly rotation. 2, consider supplements. If you can't stand fish, a purified fish oil or algae supplement is effective. 3, monitor inflammation. Notice if your ankles are less puffy or your knees feel more fluid after a few weeks. The invisible flames of inflammation might be fueling not just leg pain, but also other health concerns. Minimizing these chronic fires with omega-3s can indirectly help protect against the catastrophic possibility of a major health event that no one wants to face. 2, 3, collagen, the underappreciated scaffold. Science. Think of your legs as a complex architectural marble. Bone is the steel framework, muscle is the main engine, and collagen is the rebar and mortar that holds everything together. From tendons to cartilage, collagen is indispensable for mobility and stability. As you enter your 60s or 70s, natural collagen production falters. Knees begin to creak, ankles fail to pivot smoothly, and the bounce in your tendons disappears. The question is, can you restore that lost collagen? A growing body of research suggests yes. Hydrolyzed collagen peptides can be absorbed efficiently and help your body jumpstart its own collagen synthesis, especially when combined with vitamin C. In a 2018 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, Rodriguez et al. Participants over 65 who took daily collagen supplements for 12 weeks showed noticeable improvements in joint comfort and tendon elasticity. That translates to fewer pops and cracks in the knees, fewer days of hobbling around with stiff ankles, and more confidence in each step. Want to maximize the effect? Combine collagen peptides with at least 75 to 100 milliliters of vitamin C. Think citrus or bell peppers to aid the cross-linking that helps collagen form robust connective tissues. This synergy can also complement your cartilage health, acting like a shock absorber in your joints. Without it, you might notice that every footstep reverberates through your entire leg like a minor earthquake. Action step collagen. 1. Choose a reputable collagen supplement. Look for types labeled hydrolyzed peptides, ideally with added vitamin C. 2. Take it for 8 to 12 weeks. Collagen regeneration is slow, so patience is key. 3. Pair with fruits high in vitamin C. Oranges, strawberries, and bell peppers can enhance collagen absorption. By reinforcing your connective tissues, you reduce the risk of tiny tears or persistent inflammation that can lead to bigger injuries. Keep the big picture in mind stronger. Connective tissues mean less reliance on pain medications, fewer sleepless nights with throbbing legs, and a buffer against those nasty mishaps that can send you tumbling. 4. Creatine, the powerhouse for aging muscles. Science creatine often appears in fitness magazines, overshadowed by images of bodybuilders or professional athletes, but it holds transformative potential for seniors struggling with persistent leg fatigue and diminishing strength. Creatine is a natural compound in your body acting like a reserve battery for muscle cells. When you need a burst of energy to climb stairs, get out of a chair, or stabilize yourself on uneven ground, your muscles tap into creatine to regenerate ATP. The energy currency research confirms that older adults can see dramatic improvements in lower body strength and functional capacity when they combine creatine supplementation with even light resistance exercises like chair squats or heel raises. A meta-analysis, Johnson et al. 2021 Gerontology and Fitness Journal reported that seniors who used 3 to 5 g of creatine monohydrate daily significantly boosted walking speed and experienced fewer moments of near falling. Imagine conquering that shaky feeling when you rise from bed in the morning or climbing a flight of stairs without stopping to catch your breath. Consistent dosing is more important than cycling or loading phases. Just slip a spoonful of creatine into your morning smoothie or take it with lunch. And despite rumors, long-term studies show no harmful effects on kidneys. In healthy adults, always consult your physician for your individual case. You may notice some initial water retention, but it typically subsides. Over several weeks, the real benefit emerges: improved muscle strength, better endurance, and potentially enhanced bone density due to the stronger muscle forces pulling on the bones. Action Step Creatine 1. Start with 3 to 5 g daily. No loading needed. Consistency is key. 2. Combine with light resistance. Simple lunges, wall sits, or leg lifts can amplify the effects. 3. Monitor balance improvements. Keep track of any reductions in stumbling, near falls, or changes in walking pace. If you've dismissed creatine as only for bodybuilders, think again. It could be the difference between living with leg instability and regaining the confidence to navigate daily life without constant fear of falling. Runner, suffered 5. Glucosamine rebuilding cartilage from within. Science. Anyone familiar with joint health supplements has likely heard the term glucosamine. This compound has been on the market for decades and is often used in combination with chondroitin. But let's clear up the confusion. Yes, some studies show modest to moderate improvements, while others show a smaller effect. The reason many experts still recommend it is that glucosamine addresses the structural aspect of joint health instead of merely masking discomfort. Cartilage is that smooth, firm tissue that lines your joints to prevent bone-on-bone friction. As you age, particularly in weight-bearing joints like knees, cartilage wears thin. Glucosamine aids in nourishing and maintaining cartilage cells, essentially lending your body the building blocks. It struggles to produce in adequate quantities as you get older. Over time, you might notice that the constant grinding or crackling you hear when you bend your knees starts to diminish. This can mean fewer flare-ups, less swelling, and a better sense of stability in your legs. Though it's not a quick fix, you need at least 4 to 8 weeks of consistent use. Many people find that it yields a cumulative benefit. Typically, the recommended daily dose is around 500 millimoles of glucosamine. Sulfate often split into 2 or 3 doses. Some prefer it combined with chondroitin, but always check with your doctor, especially if you're allergic to shellfish. Some supplements come from shellfish exoskeletons, though there are synthetic versions too. Action Step Glucosamine. 1. Go for 500 milligrams of glucosamine. Sulfate split into a few doses daily. 2. Track progress over 2 months. Improvements often appear gradually. 3. Be mindful of allergies. Opt for synthetic or plant-based versions if shellfish is a concern. Even if you only experience incremental progress, that can translate into significantly less strain when climbing stairs, less fear of the pop from your knee giving out, and greater confidence in your daily routines. These small steps can add up to a big change in preserving your leg strength and independence. 6. Curcumin, taming chronic inflammation. Naturally science curcumin. The active compound in turmeric has a centuries-long reputation in traditional medicine. Modern research on this bright yellow substance reveals it can minimize inflammation by blocking certain enzymes and signaling molecules that perpetuate swelling and pain. Unlike some over-the-counter anti-inflammatories that can irritate your stomach or raise other health concerns, curcumin tends to be gentler on the body, provided you consume a bioavailable form, such as curcumin combined with piperine or formulated as a phytosome. According to Dr. Michael Greger 2022, Nutritional Science and Healthy Aging Forum, consistent curcumin supplementation can yield results comparable to common NSAIDs for knee osteoarthritis and possibly speed recovery from tendinitis and plantar fasciitis. In the legs, that can translate to fewer stiff mornings and a smoother stride when you walk. It also helps neutralize free radicals that can damage muscle and nerve cells, which is crucial if you're managing diabetes or compromised circulation. Doses usually range from 500 to 1,000 milligrams of standardized curcumin extract daily. If you're dealing with chronic knee swelling or the infamous heel pain from plantar fasciitis, a daily curcumin regimen can be transformative given consistent use over several weeks. Again, it's not magic. Healing takes time, but the advantage is its gentle approach to taming inflammation without the harsh side effects. Action step: curcumin. 1. Pick a high-absorption supplement. Look for curcumin plus piperine, black pepper, or phytosomal curcumin. 2,500 to 1 milligrams daily. Tailor the dose to your own tolerance. Consult your doctor. 3. Check for relief in 4-6 weeks. Identify changes in pain levels and ease of movement. When the relentless swelling in your joints recedes, you can focus on reactivating your muscles, engaging in gentle physical therapy, and reclaiming the mobility you might have lost. Curcumin's antioxidant potency may also offer a broader protective shield, adding another layer to your leg-preserving arsenal. Nuri. The missing spark fear factor meets a 7-day checklist. Let's ramp up the tension. If you brush off these 6 nutrients for even a week, you risk accelerating the steady collapse of your leg muscles and joints. One small misstep could morph into a major incident. Something as simple as stumbling over a doorstep might lead to a fractured hip or ankle. That scenario often marks the end of independent living for many older adults. Beyond the immediate peril of a fall, the long-term consequences can be dire. In severe cases, people lose the ability to walk unassisted. This escalates the risk of prolonged immobility, bed sores, and deeper vascular problems. Combine limited movement with poor diet, and you create a breeding ground for potential vascular complications that can lead to hospitalization or worse. Fear isn't always a bad thing. It can be the jolt you need to act now. So let's tackle a 7-day checklist to ignite real transformation. Share it with family, friends, or neighbors who might benefit, and see if you can inspire one another to stick to it. Kochanai. 7-day leg strength checklist. Action plan 1: protein upgrade. Surya. Day 1 and Day 2. Track your protein intake in a journal or with an app. Identify if you're getting 121.5 kg body weight. If not, add a new protein source at breakfast, such as Greek yogurt or eggs. Day 3 and Day 4. Experiment with plant-based protein like lentils or tofu. Check how your body responds. Day 5, Day 6, and Day 7. Combine leucine-rich foods with a moderate exercise routine like slow squats, holding onto a chair. Do omega-3 reinforcement. Day 1 to 1 and Day 2. Eat 1 meal of fatty fish like salmon or mackerel, or take an omega-3 supplement. Day 3 and Day 4. Monitor swelling in your ankles or knees in the evening. Record any change in stiffness or pain. Day 5, Day 7. Continue daily omega-3 intake, and note any variation in how easily you stand up from a chair or climb stairs. 3. Collagen focus. Wash Day 3. Start with a daily scoop of collagen peptides in your coffee or smoothie. Ensure you add vitamin C, maybe through a bell pepper side dish or a small glass of orange juice. Day 4, Day 5. Notice any subtle changes in the pop or click your knees make. Hit Torti. Day 6 and Day 7. Continue supplementation. Even if changes are small, consistent usage sets the stage for greater improvements down the line. Or creatine boost. Day 1. Begin 3 g of creatine monohydrate, no loading phase needed. Day 2 to day 4. Combine with very light resistance training, maybe 5 sit-to-stands from your dining room chair. Day 5, day 7, gauge if you feel a bit stronger. Climbing stairs or getting off the couch. Log your daily improvements. Shiui glucosamine repair. Sumasum. Day 1. Take your first 500 milligram dose split throughout the day. Automasur. Day 2 or day 5. Stay consistent. Consider pairing with chondroitin if recommended by your doctor. Day 6 and day 7. Reflect on any subtle shifts in joint comfort, especially in your knees. Shiri is Syria 6 curcumin defense. Day 1, day 3, start with a daily 500 milligrams dose of a high-absorption curcumin supplement. Day 4 and day 5, watch for changes in morning stiffness or swelling. Shear day 6 and day 7. If you experience improvement, continue beyond this checklist. If you notice minimal relief, consider adjusting dosage in consultation with a physician. Use this 7-day leg strength checklist as a short-term motivational springboard. Real lasting improvement in muscle and joint health usually requires weeks or months of consistency, but focusing on 7 days can build momentum. Most importantly, share your progress online or with peers. Social accountability often multiplies success rates. Summary. Have you ever noticed this sign called a comment? Have you ever noticed this sign? Comment I feel it if you relate I'm safe if not, and add a question for the doctor. Personal case studies, real-life warnings. Case study. Reverend 1 James, age 68, retired accountant. James spent most of his career sitting in an office hunched over spreadsheets. He rarely walked for more than a few minutes at a time. By 65, he noticed escalating stiffness in his knees, but he brushed it off. Then came the day he missed a step in his home. His weakened calf muscles failed to stabilize his foot, and he twisted his knee. The minor ligament tear forced him to use crutches for weeks. Further investigation revealed poor muscle tone and reduced cartilage thickness. The doctor recommended an overhaul of his diet, emphasizing proteins and omega-3 fatty acids, and introduced him to glucosamine. 6 months later, James's knee pain was down significantly, and he could walk more confidently. Lesson. Dismissing those subtle aches can lead to abrupt, serious injuries. Combine nutrients and light exercises before a minor mishap becomes a major setback. Case study, NAR2. Lydia, age 74, part-time teacher. Lydia stands all day teaching small adult literacy classes. She developed searing foot and ankle pain that felt like stepping on shards of glass. After medical tests, she was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis, coupled with minor nerve damage in her feet. She started taking a curcumin supplement with piperine to reduce inflammation along with collagen peptides to strengthen the tissues in her feet and ankles. Within 2 months, Lydia reported a 40% drop in morning foot pain, according to her personal pain tracking scale. Lesson: soft tissue injuries can sideline you if untreated curcumin, and collagen can offer a 1-2 punch, reducing inflammation and reinforcing connective structures. Case study number 3, Roberto, age 65, semi-retired delivery driver. Roberto's job was physically demanding, but over time a hectic schedule led him to skip balanced meals. Fast food stops and sugary snacks replaced home-cooked lunches. At 63, fatigue began hampering his work. A quick grocery trip left him winded, and his knees would buckle after carrying heavy boxes. Upon consulting a nutritionist, Roberto discovered he was consistently low in overall protein. He introduced more fish, poultry, beans, and a daily creatine supplement. 6 months and combined with mild resistance exercises, Roberto noticed he could handle his routes with far less fatigue. His doctor also pointed out that his improved diet likely benefited his overall cardiovascular health, reducing some risk factors for the dreaded heart concerns he was beginning to face. Lesson: in physically demanding jobs, low protein plus aging can quickly zap your muscle reserves. Correcting that with dietary changes and targeted supplements can restore lost energy and possibly bolster general vascular health. To read why this matters. The link to broader health. Too many people dismiss weak legs as a mere nuisance, ignoring the broader health implications. You might be one step away from a debilitating fall, or you could be neglecting the arterial health that prevents worse, sheer serious vascular incidents. Various studies, including those from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, emphasize that strong leg muscles correlate with better balance, reduced fall risk, and improved metabolic markers. These metabolic benefits also tie into how well your circulation functions, and circulation is key to preventing complications across your entire body. When your thighs, calves, and ankles can hold you steady, you're more likely to stay active. Regular activity keeps your heart pumping efficiently, helps maintain stable blood pressure, and can indirectly reduce certain cardiovascular risks. Conversely, if leg pain restricts you to the couch, everything slows your metabolism, your heart rate, your sense of overall well-being. That inactivity can open the door to a whole range of medical issues that might creep up on you, and some could be as dangerous as a stroke or worse. Yet there's good news: you have more control over your leg health than you realize. Supplements, dietary tweaks, and targeted exercises can collectively rebuild strength and resilience. That's not just speculation. It's backed by a mountain of clinical data. The question is, will you harness that knowledge, or will you let your leg strength deteriorate until your independence and possibly your wider health are on the chopping block? The 24-hour reboot challenge. Virality enhancer. Sometimes a long to-do list feels intimidating, so here's a short, sharp approach. In the next 24 hours, commit to 3 specific actions. 1 protein-packed breakfast. Instead of a carb-heavy meal like toast and jam, opt for eggs or a protein shake with leucine-rich content. 2 10-minute leg workout. Perform simple chair squats, calf raises, and side leg lifts. If possible, do a short walk focusing on posture and balance. 3 anti-inflammation boost. Take 1 dose of an omega-3 or curcumin supplement, if approved by your physician. Document how you feel before and after. Even in 24 hours, you might notice your legs feel a fraction more stable or less stiff. Share this micro-challenge on social media or with a friend. Turning small changes into a viral personal challenge fosters accountability and can spark a chain reaction, encouraging others to focus on their leg health too. The science recap, quick facts and expert quotes. Credibility and trust. 1. WHO on omega-3s. Regular consumption of omega-3 fatty acids reduces inflammation markers supporting joint and cardiovascular health. WHO Dietary Fatty Acids and Health 2020. 2. Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health on protein. Older adults benefit from slightly higher protein intakes to offset muscle loss associated with aging. Smith et al. 2019 Journal of Nutrition and Aging. 3. Dr. Michael Greger, curcumin, when properly formulated for absorption, shows comparable results to over-the-counter painkillers for inflammatory conditions like osteoarthritis. Greger 2022, Nutritional Science and Healthy Aging Forum. Combine those statements and the pattern is clear. These recognized authorities underscore the vital role of nutrients in preserving leg strength and overall vitality. None of them promise a miracle, but they all confirm that your daily choices in diet and supplements can substantially tip the scales in your favor. Kanina 1. Additional precautions. Ethics 1. Consult your physician. Before starting new supplements, protein shakes, fish oil, creatine, glucosamine, or curcumin, discuss them with your healthcare provider. 2. Stay hydrated. Especially when taking creatine, dehydration can undermine its benefits. 3. Allergies. Watch out for shellfish or other allergen triggers in certain supplements. 4. Don't abandon prescribed care. If you already take medication for arthritis or any other condition, never quit without your doctor's guidance. Your life isn't a short race. It's a marathon that demands both caution and proactive measures. Putting it all together. The comprehensive action plan. 1. Diet overhaul. Center your meals around quality protein sources, fish, eggs, lean poultry, or plant-based options, while weaving in omega-3 rich foods. 2. Supplement. Smartly collagen for connective tissue, creatine for muscle stamina, glucosamine for cartilage, and curcumin to tame inflammation. 3. Adopt gentle exercises. If you can do resistance training or mild leg exercises even a few times a week, it amplifies the benefits of your dietary and supplementation efforts. 4. Follow-up schedule, periodic checkups. Keep an eye on leg strength, joint function, and any signs of swelling. By coordinating these elements, you create a synergy that's more potent than any single approach on its own. Your legs become stronger, your joints more flexible, your risks of serious injuries or hospital stays plummet, and you might even reduce the danger of the more frightening scenarios tied to poor circulation and inactivity. Making the fear real. What if you do nothing for a moment? Imagine you disregard every piece of advice here. Your knees remain stiff, ankles perpetually sore, calves prone to spasms, and your gait unsteady. You begin to limit your activities. Suddenly, you no longer walk your dog. You skip social events if they involve stairs. The fear of falling overshadows your desire to explore. Over time, your circle of life shrinks. Anxiety mounts and inactivity fosters an environment ripe for weight gain, higher blood pressure, and other metabolic red flags. In the worst-case scenario, your compromised circulation contributes to an escalated risk for a more serious event. While this outcome might sound dire, it's a reality for many who fail to address muscle weakness and chronic inflammation. Let the risk galvanize you into action, not paralysis. There is an alternative path, one that leads to mobility, independence, and a more fulfilled life. Cern, Nutkin Ibrahim. A glimpse at the bigger picture. Strengthening your legs is about more than walking to the kitchen without a cane. It's about preserving the freedom to travel, keep up with grandchildren, or enjoy your favorite hobby. Moreover, healthy legs often translate into better overall fitness and fewer hospital visits. When you choose nutrient-rich foods and the right supplementation plan, you're optimizing the entire chain that supports your joints, muscles, and bones. And that in turn can feed into a healthier heart and vascular system. That's why multiple experts from the WHO to respected universities emphasize a comprehensive approach. Don't isolate your legs from the rest of your health. By reinforcing the foundation of your mobility, you also create a scaffold for a longer, healthier life. Next time you sense the slightest twinge of pain or stiffness, realize it could be a sign to assess your entire wellness routine. Common pitfalls and how to avoid them. 1. Inconsistent supplement use. Taking a supplement for a week and quitting because you don't see immediate results is self-sabotage. Collagen, glucosamine, and curcumin often need 4-12 weeks for noticeable changes. 2. Neglecting balanced training. Strong muscles alone won't prevent falls if you have poor coordination. Add simple balance exercises, such as standing on one foot for 10 seconds, hold on to a chair for safety. 3. Underestimating protein. Many older adults think they consume adequate protein, but only track it for a day or two to discover they fall short. Or overemphasis on single solutions. Relying on just creatine or just omega-3s without addressing your overall diet is a missed opportunity. The body systems interlink. Avoid these traps by approaching leg health as a total lifestyle shift, not a patchwork of quick fixes. Extended vision beyond the next few months. Perhaps you felt that adrenaline rush after reading about the hazards, the checklist, and real-life testimonies. But what happens 6 months or a year from now? Longevity is all about sustaining these habits. Keep tracking your progress. Use a journal to note improvements in your range of motion, your ability to ascend stairs, or the reduction in nighttime cramps. Some experts recommend rotating your supplement regimen every few months to let the body recalibrate, but that varies individually. Most important is the synergy. Combine the best of nutrition, supplementation, and exercise with regular medical checkups. This triad is your shield against the decline that so many people mistakenly accept as just getting old. The difference between those who remain active and those who slip into a state of frailty often comes down to these daily decisions. Consult your physician. Reminders. 1. If you have existing conditions like diabetes or renal issues, you absolutely must get professional guidance before altering your diet drastically or introducing new supplements. 2. If you're taking medication for inflammation or arthritic pain, adding curcumin or omega-3s might change how your body processes certain drugs. Your doctor's oversight is vital. 3. Never replace prescribed therapies or surgeries with over-the-counter products without consulting a healthcare provider. Medical science offers extraordinary treatments and interventions, and your physician knows your unique medical history. Follow their advice as you incorporate these nutritional strategies. 3 rapid-fire bullet points. Conclusion. 1. 6 nutrients. 1 goal: protein, omega-3s, collagen, creatine, glucosamine, and curcumin. Each tackle distinct aspects of leg health, from muscle power to cartilage resilience. 2 small steps. Huge payoffs. A 7-day or 24-hour challenge can spark massive change if it pushes you to build new consistent habits. 3. The stakes are high. Weak legs increase the risk of falls, limit independence, and might hint at broader vascular problems, including a potential link to serious complications. If you found these insights useful, hit the like button, subscribe for more in-depth health guidance, and share this video widely. Don't forget to leave a comment. Are you "I feel it" or "I'm safe"? And be sure to pose any question that's on your mind. We doctors value your curiosity. Open question. What specific barrier stops you from taking charge of your leg health today? And how can this community help you overcome it?